Most people think they buy a smart TV for the picture quality, but they are completely blind to the silent war happening inside their living rooms. Right now, your television is actively lying to you. If you are using the built-in apps on your Samsung, LG, Sony, or Roku TV, you are experiencing a severely downgraded version of your favorite movies and shows without even realizing it. The colors are muted, the audio is compressed, the navigation lags, and your private viewing data is being harvested and sold to advertisers just to subsidize the cheap processor buried inside your television's plastic frame. There is only one device on the market that completely bypasses this corporate trap, elevates your display to its absolute physical limits, and fundamentally changes how you interact with entertainment at home. That device is the Apple TV 4K. But before you go out and buy one, or if you already have one sitting under your television, you need to understand that this box is no longer just a streaming device. It has evolved into something entirely different, and a massive internal shift inside Apple is about to change the living room forever. If you look around the streaming landscape today, it is a complete mess. Every single major platform is raising prices while reducing bit rates. They are charging you premium fees for 4K HDR and Dolby Vision, but what they aren't telling you is that the delivery pipeline matters just as much as the content itself. When you stream a movie through a budget plug-in stick or your TV's native interface, that data is throttled by weak Wi-Fi antennas and choked by underpowered mobile processors designed a decade ago. It is why you constantly see muddy dark scenes, weird pixelation in fast-moving action sequences, and audio that never quite syncs up perfectly with the actor's lips. The Apple TV 4K approaches this problem with sheer, unapologetic overkill by putting in elite, desktop-class silicon architecture inside a dedicated streaming box. Apple didn't just build a device to play Netflix. They built a supercomputer for your television. Think about what happens when you press play on a high bitrate 4K stream. Your device has to instantly download massive amounts of data, decode complex color profiles like Dolby Vision or HDR10+, separate multiple layers of object-based spatial audio like Dolby Atmos, and output it all to your screen without a single millisecond of lag. While a cheap streaming stick begins to overheat, throttle, and drop frames under this pressure, the Apple TV 4K handles it without breaking a sweat. The difference in picture quality isn't subtle. It is staggering. Dark scenes suddenly reveal hidden textures in the shadows. Bright highlights burst off the screen without washing out the rest of the image. The colors look exactly how the director intended them to look in a Hollywood mastering suite. It completely eliminates the frustration of having to constantly adjust your TV's picture settings every time you switch from a dark horror movie to a bright sports broadcast. But the visual performance is only half the story. The real reason people become absolutely obsessed with this device, and the reason they refuse to use anything else, comes down to the user experience. Think about the daily friction of modern television. You turn on your TV and you are immediately bombarded with giant, flashing rows of intrusive advertisements for apps you don't own and products you don't want. The interface stutters as you scroll. It takes 3 seconds for a menu to load,